Well, first of all, I want to say again how proud I was of our team on Sunday. Was really proud of our crowd. I know our kids were ecstatic to play in front of all those fans in maroon and white. They really made for a great atmosphere for both teams, really, but obviously for our kids to come out for warm-ups and to see it packed like it was and really made it feel like a home game for us. We just want everybody to know how much we appreciate that. I know my staff and I do. I know our players do. I know Victoria and her teammates do. And it just, it really makes it special what's going on here with this group and this particular team and this program. And we want to make sure those folks know and our university knows it was an unbelievable environment to be on the road playing in that type of game. It was pretty cool. So really thankful for that. Again, proud of our kids that day. Thought we really were poised. Thought we really showed great resolve, toughness, and presence. Thought our kids had a lot of presence that day. I thought there were some situations where we could have maybe lost our poise, and we didn't. And that shows a real maturity for our team and for our players. And I'm really proud of them for that as well. So we're on to the next one. Got a really good Georgia team coming in here tomorrow night. They are playing well, really present some problems for you. I'm sure they're confident going into the game, knowing they held us to 43 points last year at their place in a real ugly game. We got beat 47-43, did not play well offensively, really did a good job defensively. But offensively, it was a struggle all night. And so we're in the process of trying to prepare for them and the problems that they present. Joni's done a tremendous job, her and her staff, with that team. And they're going to be, they're going to be all we want tomorrow night and in the future. She's doing a great job with that program. So with that.
There were 46 fouls in the Ole Miss game, and maybe part of the aspect of having a bullseye in your back is maybe some teams are going to do some extracurricular kind of things. How do you think that you guys responded to that? Well, first of all, what do you think about those extracurricular things, and how do you think that the kids responded?
Yeah, Adam, there were a lot of non-basketball things going on in that game that concerned me, and I've addressed them. I've addressed them with appropriate people that need to look into that. There's no place in our game for things like that. Again, I was more proud of how we handled that. But to be honest with you, we coached our kids. We prepared them going in. We knew something like that probably could happen, and it did. And I was so proud of how we responded, specifically Tiara, how she showed great self-control. What happens if that kid goes into a camera and opens up her head and her eye and or has a concussion? I mean, I was just really, it concerns me, and I'm concerned that there's a number of things that happened in that ball game that were non-basketball that, quite frankly, we didn't see on film. And so, again, I've dealt with it, and I think the proper people are dealing with it. I think the thing that makes me so proud about our university, about my program, about my players is the accountability piece and the fact that, and again, it goes by, I tell y'all every time we're in here, we have the fans we have, the people that come out to see us play because of how we play the game and how we respect the game and we honor the game. And so, I'll deal with it on my end and we've moved on.
What does it say about how your team's evolved over the last year? Victoria can have a tough night like she did at Ole Miss, and you still win pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes for our team. In years past, it was, the only reason we got beat tonight was because of Victoria. And so because she played well, and in other words, not giving her teammates any credit. And so the other night, she did have she struggled a little bit, but I thought her teammates were fantastic. And, Victoria created some shots for her teammates. She had some assists in the ball game. She did some other things that were really contributed to the effectiveness of our team. And so you know what? Again, I say this all the time. Just her presence on the floor warrants everybody's best defensive game plan. Number one to Victoria, then they go to the next person that they're worried about. And so I think she's handled it like a champ. I say this all the time. All these awards that she's up for and these other players are up for, I can assure you, Victoria Vivians plays both ends of the floor. And that's the piece that I think sometimes can get lost in some of these gaudy numbers for some of these, you know, for other players. Victoria's playing pressure man-to-man, 94 feet, 40 minutes. If she plays 35 minutes, it's 35 minutes. But that's what she's doing on the defensive end, denying. She's one of the top steals players in our league. She averages almost 2 steals a game in the SEC. She's playing both ends of the floor, not to mention, obviously, she's a big centerpiece for what we do offensively. So she earns her check every day, every night in ball games. And the thing is, she don't take a day off. She's right back at it the next day in practice. Took a real tough shot to her midsection on that layup, and right back at it yesterday. Doesn't miss a beat. And so, you know, I'm really proud of her, and I'm proud of our team. But I do, to answer your question, I think it says a lot about our team.
Victoria, what do you remember about the Texas game?
You talking about Longhorn? Oh my gosh, it was so far away. I don't know.
Test your memory.
What do I remember? It was a tough game. Yep, and we won.
How do you think that you guys have, you insert your word, if grown, mature, developed?
We've matured a lot since Texas game. Everything's better. I would say defense better, offense better, and everything like our all-around game is better since Texas game. You know, that was like the 7th game I think of the season, the 6th or 7th, and we got a lot of more games on our belt. So I think like everything has progressed since then.
More so on the offensive end?
A lot more on the offensive end.
Victoria, in the past, Vic hasn't always said great things about your defense. He's talking about your defense now, and what does that mean to you to hear him compliment you for your defense?
It means a lot. It means I'm growing, not just on the offensive end, but defensive end. Like my all-around game is growing. Instead of offense, I guess my defense is helping me become a better player. You know, like you said, like I don't just play offense. I'm actually defending on the other end. Like most players don't guard man-to-man like we do, and I'm glad we do it because I don't think I would rather sit in the zone and just let people shoot all the time either. So, I just think I'm growing. I'm a growing player right now.
Coach, you said when, after the game, that Texas was young, they were figuring things out, and that they were going to get a lot better. If you were to step back and take a look at your team since the time from that game, how do you think that you guys have grown, developed, or matured?
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, they've won, I think, 19 or 20 in a row. You know, here we are at 25-1. So I think we both really grown. They had some new players they were trying to fit into, a couple of veterans that were back, and those kids obviously have figured it out, and I knew they would. I mean, they're really talented. And as far as us, I mean, I think we may have started a little bit further ahead of the curve just because of the veteran crew that we had, you know, the 8 juniors and seniors. But I think our 8 juniors and seniors have gotten better. And I think Tiara McCown and Jazz Holmes as sophomores have gotten a lot better. And so that's the piece I think that kind of pushes you along. You knew our juniors and seniors, what they have done in the past and what you figured they were capable of. But those 2 sophomores have really, I think, allowed us to become a lot better. They give us so much more depth at 2 critical positions. And, you know, what Tiara's doing right now off the bench and Jazz is doing off the bench for us is paramount to our success. We don't miss a beat at point guard. We don't miss a beat at 5. In some instances, Tiara comes in and, you know, Chinway's already been wearing on somebody. Now Tiara reaps the benefit of somebody. Good God, I was just dealing with 6'5". Now they got 6'7" coming in here. And it's just, you know, it just compounds to somebody else's mental state and physical state. So you know, we've certainly grown. We've been through so many battles. We've traveled together. We've ate and slept together. We've, you know, it's just, there's something to be said about that chemistry. It's like this, it's family. I mean, we're family. We just, everything we do is, we're like a family. I mean, we do. We fight like sisters and moms and dads and love like moms and dads and sisters. And I just think that that's who we are. That's our makeup. And that goes back to my accountability and responsibility to them. I mean, I'm responsible. When I see some of the things go on that I feel like, you know, are not right in dealing with my kids, I get upset about it. And so, but that's my responsibility to their parents, to their moms and dads, to those folks whose living room I sat in and promised I'd take care of them. So, anyway, I think we've gotten a lot better, and I think you get better on because of all those things, the chemistry piece, the togetherness piece, all that plays into being a really good basketball team.
And did you watch the Texas-Florida State game?
I didn't. I was recruiting.
That's
So
what
I was gone most of the day, and I didn't get to see any of the good games on Monday night. So, but certainly saw they were great games and knew they would be. So,
Do you use anything like a comparative with Texas from November to February to challenge your players in the sense that this is a team that we played, that we have a good frame of reference of, that they've gotten better, that you guys have to continue to push yourselves because everybody else is getting better, and ultimately we could play a team like that again down the road?
well, I think, you know, I don't know that I talk about other teams as much as I just talk about, hey, we know where we are, but I tell them probably after every game, we can get so much better. You know, we can improve. We can do this so much better. Our top end is a long way away, and so we talk about that every ball game, really, after every game in the locker room, and that's why I coach from tip to the final horn. You know, you can sit down over there with 4 minutes to go, up 20, and sit on your hands and not say a word, or you can coach those kids that are on the floor at that time as hard as you coached the first group that was on the first 4 minutes, and that teaches them to understand the importance of every play in the ball game being important. And so that when their time comes and they get in those games in meaningful moments, they only know one way to do it. And it's not okay to go in and turn the ball over, take a bad shot, not guard somebody, not play hard, not block out. So I think that's the piece that freshmen, when they come in, they have to learn about me, is that I'm going to coach them from tip to the end and want them to be perfect. Even though I know they can't be, they know they can't be, wanting them to play and be as perfect as they can be in those moments. And so, you know, we really worry about us. We worry about us. We worry about the next game. That's kind of where we've been, and it's worked for us all year.
Has Rose status changed?
No, it hadn't changed. It has not. No.
You anticipate her being available for?
I'm hopeful. So we'll see.
Any other questions? All right, thanks.
All right, thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Praise the Lord and go Dogs.